My mother raised me to be respectful, and that is what I will try to do. To see that young man to become teary from something like this causes me grave concern. Mr. Harper, you sit there. Yes, it was a building, but it was much more. You sat from the outside looking in. I've lived there for 60 years. My father worked there. It put food on my table. It was more than a job at Virginia State School for the Deaf and Blind. It was a way of life, of opportunity. Miss House, myself, Miss Brooks, for all of us who have ever worked in education and know that's why we all sit where we sit today. Virginia State School for the Deaf and Blind gave an opportunity for a population of handicap, which many would have turned and walked away, and their faces were the color of yours and mine. Don't you forget that. So it was much more than a building. And what I would like to do also, I come not out of criticism, but out of a cry for equality. Ms. Brooks, as you stated, you have not received it yet, but since 2012, and I thank God for the Daily Press, it has a chronological listing of information that has come from your planning that has boldly said in public and said, industry, never listening to us, the residents, who would suffer at the hand of if that facility comes. And it makes it seem that it's not going to be a if. You all have already planned it, but oh so beautifully and oh so eloquently, we come here to tell you no. And we will come back every time. And the other part that's impressive also, the Daily Press will keep record and show you all are on the center stage of how the city of Hampton governs. And as the Reverend and all of us have said, it has not been equitable. It has not been ethical. And when we speak on ethics, let me bring this up. Ethics is not always just in color, because when I think of a beautiful woman who to forget our past is to forget who we are. Ms. Brooks in education, Ms. House and myself. I will bring her up, who was a mayor of mayors, who represented a city council of city council, who showed that it was not just about color. If it were Mayor Kilgore, who I will honor today, and if she were here, we would not be here for this, because she respected what education stood for. And I will expound. Mayor Kilgore was selected to Hampton City Council, first woman to serve. During her tenure, this building that we sit in was put here, okay? City Hall, Coliseum, donated land to Thomas Nelson Community College, but most importantly, which she stood for at a time that wasn't vanguard or chic, integration. And that's what she did for our public schools. And if she were here as an educator, based on her outstanding community, college, and public school accomplishments, it is clear Virginia State School for the Deaf and Blind campus would be given the respect that it deserves for development, compatibility, as we have said. She was a proud, loyal person for the city of Hampton, but as I stated, she did not see color. She stood for integrity-based decision-making process, honoring the city of Hampton's human dignity, and not selling us out for a dollar, an industrial dollar. She would look at us, she would look at what the schools stood for, and she respected the voices of each Hampton member. Mayor Kilgore, Virginia State School for the Deaf and Blind, you will not die, because you will live as long as we live. Thank you.